Yeah, just excited about playing this weekend. We've got a quality opponent in North Texas. Eric Morris, the head coach there, has done a great job with their offense last year, and obviously, anywhere he's been, Washington State, Texas Tech, Incarnate Word, he's done a great job. They were 6th in the country in total offense, 12th in the run game, 21st in passing. Can move the football. They did lose their starting quarterback, but Chandler Morris, who was a starter at TCU last year, obviously coach's son, Chad's son, won a state championship at Highland Park. Very good quarterback, can distribute the ball, accurate. Defensively, statistically, they didn't, perform the way they wanted to last year, but you're always better in your second year. You get a better feel for the league, better feel for your personnel, and they've added some personnel to that side of the ball. So, we're going to have our work cut out for us, but we're excited about starting off this season, especially at home.
How have you seen us progress from the beginning of summer to beginning of fall to now?
We talk to our guys about, battling through adversity, consistent effort and toughness, execution, those type of things. I've seen our guys sustain their mental intensity better. We've challenged them in the offseason, the June, July months, fall camp. It wasn't, Bear Bryant Junction boys, but it was tough enough to where they were challenged to see, where you are in practice mentally, where you are physically, to be able to endure some of those things, retain information, be able to recall it at a certain point and execute in situations. So I've seen our guys grow in that environment. Now it's time for game day. Now it's time to put it all together instead of these short sample sizes and periods of practice, be able to put it together through a 3.5-hour contest. So I'm excited to see our guys go.
How about for you personally, to be head coach again, first game here? What will Saturday be like for you?
Anxious. I'm no different than anybody else. It's just like a big day at work. You have anxiety, you have excitement. There's things that you're concerned about that you're not sure you're going to see or not see. But at the end of the day, you're ready to go compete. At the same time, I know it's not about me. I'm not going to play a snap. So offensively, defensively, just being on point, myself being there for the players, making the right decisions, helping our team stay in the ball game. Really nothing more than that. But I'm just excited to get an opportunity to go out and do it. I don't look at it as a head coach or your opportunity or anything. It's not about me. It's about our program. It's about our football team. It's about opening up here at home, getting our first win on our home field, and me doing my one part of that, just like the other guys, 70 on the travel squad and the 11 coaches. We got to all do our job.
What's it going to be like to coach from the field the first time on that?
Not much different. I mean, I've done that before. The main thing as a head coach is you staying in tune with the ball game, offensively, defensively, make sure we're playing complementary, and then don't impose yourself on the game. There's certain things and times where you feel like you might need to do something, but there's a flow of the game, communicating with your coordinators and special teams for those opportunities, but mainly just managing the game, the substitutions, talking to the coordinators about what you're seeing, but not filling the waves with just chatter, letting people do their job.
How do you manage this week? Because you've been talking about first game and all sorts of all-season stuff for a long time. Now it's finally here. How do you let's just kick it off. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, you have had time to prepare. There's times in fall camp where you start to tinker with opponents. You pick a day here for this opponent, a day here for this opponent. You don't start too early on your first game. So last week we started really on North Texas and started introducing some of those things so guys wouldn't get stale and bored with the game plan. You wouldn't feel like you're in some bowl game atmosphere where you're 13 practices. When are we going to play this game? So we introduced it to them at the right time. We're a little bit ahead. So there's some things that that you can do practice schedule wise this week to make sure everybody's fresh and ready to go, especially your coaches. It's not like you're in week 7 where you just got the film Sunday morning and you're trying to diagnose it in 48 hours and come up with a game plan. You've had some time, so to make sure we stay fresh and ready for game day at 4 o'clock.
We've seen Gio throughout camp.
I'm sorry?
From Gio throughout camp, throughout spring, that gives you confidence.
He plays well. He plays well. He has a good feel for the game, good feel for our offense, understands what we're trying to do, why we're trying to do that, has been taking care of the ball, making good decisions. When they have a better play called, because that happens. You're not always going to go 100% as a play caller. He's taking care of the ball, extended plays. He can kind of be a little bit of an eraser, if you will, at some point in time where, dang, they got a good call here. This is going to be tough. All right, well, the athleticism and instincts right here of your quarterback is going to help you get out of this down with some success. So I'm excited to see him take that next step. I want him to pick up right where he left off at that bowl game. you know. But I'm excited about his opportunity, and I know he is. He's worked really, really hard, as a lot of guys on our team. But I'm excited to see him go play Saturday.
Devin Boyson, just where's he at now in his recovery and all?
He's not 100%, but he has worked his tail off to get to play, to play speed where he can go play and he can contribute. And we're going to be smart with him as we have been in practices as to how much we want to, load him up with in terms of reps. He's the type of player that's not going to tell you he's tired, so we have to kind of take that. Coach Petrino, Rob have done a good job of like, hey, let's take this period here, let's take this period there, but he still finds a way to get back in there. But he's done a great job for us. He'll continue to be a leader in that room, guy who has a ton of banked reps, experience, help the other guys in that room develop.
Really one of the more unique defenses, really comes from probably Iowa State, Matt Campbell, a unique shell that you don't see very often. Have a 3-safety look. They have the illusion of a light box, but they're very much good against the run. Historically, that defensive scheme has a lot of challenges that you got to get ready for.
How do you feel you guys are ready?
Well, we're still working on that. So started preparation probably late last week, and we'll be all week this week trying to get ready for it. It is unique.
What do you see on Gio through camp? Just getting the chance to be number one quarterback.
Yeah, doing a good job, leading the team, manages the offense well in practice. He's doing a good job just getting the ball where it needs to be in the hands of the playmakers, almost like you're playing point guard. So, look forward to see what he does on Saturday.
How ready are you to just kick it off? I mean, it's been a long time since we played a bowl game.
Yeah, I think everybody on the team is kind of ready to play somebody else. So, this is what you do it for. You don't do it to practice. You do it to play a game. So I think everybody on the team's fairly excited about the season kicking off, especially in our stadium.
Obviously, they're well coached. Coach Morris does a great job. They're going to go fast. We're going to have to handle their tempo, and then just be able to adjust to the wrinkles. Their offense is their offense, but they're obviously going to game plan us, or at least what he thinks of us, and have some wrinkles, and that's going to be a big part of the game is the in-game adjustments and how we handle getting things coached up on the sideline and being able to adjust to the different wrinkles that they're going to throw at us and the motions and the shifts and those types of things.
Your quarterback has some big game experience.
Yeah.
What do you see?
Chandler obviously has high football IQ. He grew up in a field house, and most of the time those guys that grow up in a field house have high football IQs because they've been around it their whole life. And his accuracy is something that stands out. He can change his arm angle. He can change that slot, which is it's invaluable. You saw it with Carter Bradley last year, a guy that can really change that arm angle. Gio does the same thing. They change it, and it's not always the same plane if you're rushing or blitzing. The other thing that I think is he probably doesn't get enough credit for is how well he extends plays. He's athletic and he can extend plays, and he throws the ball well on the move. And that's always, as a DB, that's always a scary thing because you feel like you've covered a guy, and then all of a sudden the quarterback breaks the pocket, and you got to cover him a little bit longer. So, but I think he's got a lot of playmakers around him as well. That obviously is going to make his job easier. With him getting Ragsdale back at running back, he runs powerful, runs behind his pads. And then, with the other back, Jawan Price is a guy that has almost 1,000 snaps between two stops before North Texas. So they've got a good running game too, and then a plethora of wide receivers that he can spit it out to at any moment. So
You lost a lot of guys at linebacker. How do you feel about that particular unit right now going in?
Good. Blaine Myrick has done a good job, shouldering that load, and we've asked him to, starting, with Coach Applewhite and asking him to shoulder that load. And a guy like Gavin Forshow, who came in from Kansas State a couple years ago, is a guy who's played some snaps and done some things for us, and even there. And so, we're asking those guys to do a lot, and then, you know, a guy like Dalton Hughes is coming on, and it's fun even with the, you know, the young guys like Julian Demby and some of those guys have stepped into some roles that I think are going to help us at that position. And so you've got guys, and then Christyle Caldwell has been here. You know, we signed him a long time ago. I feel like he's been here forever. Me and him both. He's part of the reason I have such gray hair in my beard. But you know, I think just that group. It's not a proven group, but it's a group that we trust that we're going to throw out there and let them fly.
I mean, it's been so long. It feels like, yeah. I mean, even during spring ball, right after spring ball is already ready. After fall camp, man, it's just, I mean, it's in the air, honestly. So I mean, I can't wait. Sleeping less and less. Yeah.
North Texas is a team that really likes to do tempo. I'm sure you guys have experience in that sort of thing. What do you look for when you see them?
Yeah, it's like preparing for Western Kentucky again. You know, after that game, we kind of realized that was something we needed to work on, and I think we did a good job with that last year against like Oklahoma State, who went fast, and you know, I think Coach Wyndham's doing a great job preparing us for it.
Biggest strength of that side of the ball, what is it?
Oh, sorry.
Biggest strength
For
you guys.
For us.
You guys, I'm sorry.
I mean, I think we have a great D-line. I think it's going to be hard to run the ball against us. I know we have some young guys at linebacker, but you know, I think they're ready and prepared for it. They've been doing it all spring and all fall camp, so I think honestly our front, six is our strength.
A lot of young safeties in the room. I mean, there's some veteran guys too, but just what do you see out of the whole group of safeties?
I think they're stepping up. You know, they have to. Over at Rover, we have, you know, Chris and Mike. You know, younger guys. Mike and Chris both had some plays last year, but you know, I think Chris is stepping up into that starting role, and you know, he's prepared for it and he's not scared, which is great. We have Scooter at Husky, and I think, you know, he stepped into that role great. You know, Yam was a good player for us, and you know, I think that's some big shoes to step in, but I think he's prepared for it, and I mean, I trust him.
No, I would just say, just try to have momentum there. I mean, we ended on a positive note, but I would just say, like, we're really carrying the momentum from fall camp in summer. So I just say, there's all the work we've put in will just show up on the field now.
How do you think you've progressed even from that bowl game to now?
I think I progressed a lot, more in the sense of like my mental side of things, understanding football better. Just getting to learn from Coach Applewhite and Coach Ezell helped me a lot. So I would say a good bit.
North Texas, when you're watching on film, what do you see?
It's a good football team. They got some good players. I think we match up well against them. I'm not gonna comment too much. Just think it's gonna be a good game.
Defensively, what kind of challenges should they present?
They have the same kind of defense as Oklahoma State. A lot of defense. The DC came from Iowa State, so kind of the same front there. So you get to see a lot of the same things that you can get from other teams. So I would say that, yeah.
A lot of, you know, veteran skill position players for you guys, both running back and receiver, tight end. I mean, just how much does that help you having all those veterans?
It's honestly been really helpful just having guys that's been here, played college ball for a good bit. We got receivers, explosive guys everywhere. Even younger guys have been stepping up, so I would say just all around we look solid.